Hi, welcome back to My Disney Family. Today we're doing a planning video on our upcoming trip for spring break. I'm so excited. We're going to be going to the Walt Disney World in Florida, April 8th through the 11th. And so I always start when planning our next trip. I always start it with the Walt Disney World.com website to first see what kind of discounts. Now, as of yesterday, December 28th, the good discount finally came out for our trip. When I booked this back in November, October, discounts weren't out yet. So I had already, through the My Disney Experience app, had purchased or had put down our $200 deposit, and we'll go through that here in a little bit, for our trip so that we could have a room. And I always kind of book at where we're comfortable at without a discount. Then when a discount comes out, then is when I make changes in the My Disney Experience app. And I really didn't make that many changes this time, but believe you me, on our previous trips, we've changed resorts 2 or 3 times, depending on how much money we wanted to save, what the discount was, if we could get a bigger room at one place versus another. So those things do have, kind of a handle on your trip planning. But I kind of always start with booking a room that is where we want to be for that stay. So for this stay, it's a very short trip because we are meeting some family down in St. Pete's. For the remainder of that week, that spring break week. So this is just a quick trip for me, my son, and my husband. And so I always start with seeing if there's any special deals. So if you go to the Places to Stay tab, you're going to see this View Special Offers over here, a very small. They kind of hide it from you. And we're going to see what is going to be available during that week. So you've got to really read the fine print because there's going to be blackout dates for different things. Right now, there's currently 13 special offers that are being available. All the spring and summer offers did just come out yesterday, December 28th. And so that was very exciting. So yesterday I was scrambling around and looking to see what offers were available for our week that we're going to be there. So, they did currently already have out kind of a winter 25% off for January 1st through the 8th, but that was only giving me a discount for one night of our trip, which I went ahead and booked with this discount. But with this new discount that I'm going to show you, it was much better for our whole length of stay. So they have this summer quick service meal discount that just came out. That's kind of a good deal for 5 nights, 6 days if you're going in the summer, May 30th through August 24th. They have this little Kindermoon 3-night, 2-day package for a family of 3 at All Stars Resorts. That's for some of winter, February 26th through March 9th. And then there's kind of some blackout dates for that spring break time. And then it starts again for the spring, April 23rd through May 25th. They have 2 Fun and Sun packages. They have a package where it's room and tickets, and there's some blackout dates in there. If you look at the fine print, and then following down more, they just have a room only discount, and that's what we used because it is for most nights, February 20th through June 10th. So we are going to check that out. Another website that I use for our trips, just to kind of see what's my 180 days for eating, dining reservations, and all of those things, is the pscalculator.net/pscalc.php. So this is just a really good little website that you do. You put in your date, your first date of your stay. So August 8th is our first day of our stay. And it's going to tell me, when you can make your reservations. So 180 days for dining reservations was October 10th, which I did make some of those. I didn't make them all just because we're not going to be eating at Be Our Guest, and we might eat at Ohana. I do have that reserved. But, 180 Days is really those really, really popular restaurants that you're going to want to get in, those table service restaurants or signature restaurants. And you know what? A lot of people will cancel here and there. So you definitely just want to check back if you don't get the reservation that you're wanting. Also, another thing, golf cart rentals. If you're staying at Fort Wilderness, by camping or the cabins, which I kind of thought about for this trip, that's another thing that you've got to put and call. You actually have to call them to reserve at the Bike Barn. So that's just another little tip. But going back to the Walt Disney Company website, we're going to go back to their main page, and we're going to just do a quick search. So the 8th through the 11th of April, 2 adults, 1 child that's going to be 3 years old. And we are going to see what kind of prices they have. Now, one thing that I've always noticed that I really didn't notice is all these filters up here that we're going to filter by. But first, you can see that they put that Gift of Magic room offer over here. We want to switch to the Fun and Sun. So we're going to click on any of the resorts in the list. We are going to go to the Fun and Sun room offer only, because that's the special offer that I'm wanting to most likely use. And so you can see it's now on here. And then we're going to go back up to view all resorts with that offer. And then we can filter out. So since this is a short trip for us, we've kind of decided that we want to stay, and we're going to be doing most of our days at Magic Kingdom since we have a 3-year-old. And we're going to want one day at Epcot since it's going to be Flower and Garden Festival, and we're going to want to see all the beautiful topiaries. So we're going to want to stay near the Magic Kingdom. So you can go to filter by resort location, and we're going to click on the Magic Kingdom, and we're going to see what comes up. We're also going to sort by prices low to high. So we're just going to kind of see what is available. So campsites are out. Unless you want to rent, you can. There are several dealers around the Orlando area that you can rent campers from. So that is an option. And then you would check your availability for the space. A cabin at Fort Wilderness I had thought about. So you can see the standard room rate and then what with the package it would be. So you'd be saving $103 a night, which is a good savings. But you also have to remember that Fort Wilderness is quite a large resort because of the campers and the cabins. And you really will want to rent a golf cart. And so I feel like that price goes up because the golf carts are around $50 a day. So, that's adding $50 to this discount per day on top of our room that I feel like it could just go and stay at Wilderness, for almost cheaper than staying in the cabins at Fort Wilderness. So we're going to see. Now, also remember, there's going to be multiple prices within this offer. So we're going to click on Wilderness Lodge, and that's where our reservation is currently. That's where we had kind of decided to stay. And you're going to see that they have multiple options. So we have a standard view, we have a courtyard view with bunk beds, and then your club levels. So currently you can actually already see that we are just going to be staying in a standard view room. And that's a pretty good significance. It's like $130 savings per night. So one reason why we did decide on staying at Wilderness, it is one of the cheapest options at the Magic Kingdom area, minus Fort Wilderness. And what I loved about this resort is that it has that homey, very rustic feel. It also, it's not on the monorail, but that's okay. You can just take the water taxi over to the Contemporary to get on the monorail to go to Epcot. You can take the water taxi over to the Magic Kingdom, very short little boat ride. And it is magical in itself. It's got some great restaurants. And, you know, we're only going to be staying for 3 nights. So this isn't going to be, you know, one of those where I'm going to be at the resort a lot and need to really pay the higher price, let's say, for the Contemporary or the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian. Because at those prices right now, there's not that many at that discounted rate. Let's just kind of look at a couple. So at the Contemporary, we're going to see what kind of discounts they have on their rooms. So it looks like their standard view rooms, their garden wing rooms, and the Bay Lake Tower rooms are not available in the discount. Now we could switch this over to a different package and there might be a discount. So let's look at the Fun and Sun package. Let's see if there's any room and ticket discounts for the Contemporary. And no, there still isn't any. So you would still be paying that, you know, club level or suite room for if you're wanting to get kind of a discount on your rooms. So that's the only bad thing, is that these higher priced resorts do go very quickly when discounts do come out. So you really, really have to watch those. As you can see, this Fun and Sun room offer is being offered at all of these resorts between 10 to 25% off. Obviously 25% off. You're going to get more at the deluxe resorts. But at the value and moderate resorts, you are getting a 10 to 15% off on those. So you are getting something. Let's see. Our lowest, let's sort by price low to high. And again, you know, your cheapest room is at $153 with the discount. And so, you know, it still gives you a really good discount. But where we're wanting to stay for this trip, I'm wanting to stay in that Magic Kingdom area. So we're going to look just one more time. Resort location, Magic Kingdom. We're going to use the filter and kind of filter out. You can also do by category. So you could just do the deluxes or the moderates if you were wanting to, you know, stay in that price range. But I think Wilderness is really our best bet, even though it's being renovated. The pool area in the courtyard is still the same. It's not changing. The only thing that's under construction right now is that area where the villas are being put and the second pool is being put in. And I think they're almost done with it. I think it's going to be ready by this summer. So I know that when we go in the spring, there's still going to be some construction, but it's not going to be really, really, really bad because they're going to be doing, I think they've got most of the structures up in this new Boulder Ridge Villa area, but they're going to be doing more interior work, piping and putting in fixtures and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be really noisy or have any of those issues. I would have loved to also stay at the Polynesian. Let's kind of see what their prices are running. The Polynesian is another idea that I had, and we would love to stay here. It's kind of on our bucket list. But here again, those standard view lagoon views are already gone, so you'd have to pay full rack price. The only thing they have available is theme park view. So I'm kind of not really wanting to spend that much since we're only going to be there for 3 nights. And, you know, your room is important because Disney rooms really carry over that theming from the park into the resort. And we love Wilderness. We've stayed there before for a short trip. And so I think it's still going to be a great place to stay for our upcoming trip. So let's go ahead and pretend that I haven't booked this already. And I'm just going to kind of show you then what is next, what happens next. So we did book a standard view room. And I'm going to just kind of show you that. So here's the standard view room, what it would cost for 3 nights. You can then go and add your park tickets, Memory Maker dining plan, all of those things as well. Right now, for the spring and summer, I believe, they're offering a 5-day ticket that includes the 5th day for free. So we're really only needing a 4-day ticket, but it's not costing us anymore to go to the 5th day since the 5th day is free. So that's kind of nice. I don't know if this is something that they're going to continue on doing, or if it's just for the spring and summertime. You also need to decide, are you going to be using a park hopper? What that means is that you're going to multiple parks in the day. So you could spend Magic Kingdom in the morning and Epcot at night. Since this is a short trip, I suggest not to do that, especially with little ones. We're going to be doing Magic Kingdom for a full day, and then on our arrival day and our end day. So we're needing 3 days for Magic Kingdom, and then we're going to do 1 full day for Epcot. We might go, in the morning and then come back to nap and then go back in the evening. You just need a base ticket for that. You don't need a park hopper. A park hopper is only when you're going from one park to another on the same day. Other options is this Water Park Fun and More option. And what that does is it gives you the water park additions. You can also add the golf course, the Oak Trail Golf Course, Wild World of Sports. So if you are here in the springtime, the cheerleading competitions and all of those things are going on. They also have the baseball, Atlanta Braves baseball camp that goes on in the spring, or any of those things. Those, if that's going on, that would be a really good option. But for us, it's not something that we need for this trip. Our resort has a wonderful pool. If we are going for a longer trip, then we might add on the water parks. This always pops up every once in a while. Memory Maker is another good one. When for longer trips, we do add Memory Maker. This trip I'm not going to, but normally Memory Maker, I believe, is, let's see, you're looking at $150 from no Memory Maker to Memory Maker. So it's $150 if you purchase it pre-trip. If you purchase it right before your trip, like within a day or two, or during your trip, the cost goes up to like $180 for Memory Maker. Pretty much what it is, every time the cast members with the really nice cameras are around the parks at the castle and in front of the Epcot ball and all of those things, they're taking your photos. That's going onto a Memory Maker card, or it's going onto your Magic Band. And then you are able to download all of those photos for free. Dining plan's another option. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in length in another video, but you have 3 options pretty much for the dining plan. You have quick service, the regular dining plan option, or the deluxe dining plan. And we're going to talk about that and some of the changes for 2017 in a later video, and kind of weigh out by pros and cons of that video. You also are able to add in, let's get there. You're also able to give them your flight information, and if you need that Magical Express transportation to and from your resort. Since we're going to St. Pete later in our trip, we are going to actually just rent a car for this trip. And so we're not going to need Magical Express this time, but it is a good option. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video. And I will be adding some other planning videos once we figure out some more of our dining. I'm going to be adding those as well. So I hope you subscribe below to our channel and have a magical day.